I have built a handful of small projects in my Minecraft world, but there's one thing I have yet to really do, and that's actually explain my build process. Now, I'm no grand master builder or anything, but I think I've kind of gotten to the point where I could confidently give advice and tips for those who want to learn how to improve their builds. So today, join me as I build my next project, and I bring you guys alongside. And I'm going to explain every single process of the build as I go. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button, hit subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to building. Okay, so before I get started today, let's just point out where I'm going to be building. So as you guys can see, our village is right here, but I want to head this direction because as you guys can see, there's a very, very beautiful mountain. And in that mountain, there is known to be a lot of iron and coal. So I think it would be a perfect place to start maybe making a mining camp of some sort. Essentially, I'll just be using it for my mining hub. I don't know, I've been aiming for a lot of functionality in my builds in this world. I also just love this forest that is right next to it. It's so pretty. This looks crazy. So I guess now I'm just kind of stuck on whether or not I want to go up there or if I want to stay down here. Okay, yeah, I'm really liking how all this looks up here. This looks so good. Oh my goodness, there's goats up here. What? Okay, so this is the area we have to work with. Nothing too crazy. Oh my goodness. On the other side of the mountain, there's a huge snow biome. What? I'm kind of breaking my game with the LODs there, so I'm not going to fly too far. Yeah, I think this flat area is going to be perfect. Look at this. All right, I'm going to clear out some space and then we'll start building. So whenever I start a build, I kind of think about my foundation and what that's going to look like. Now, typically for my builds, I'll start with a stone foundation, which makes its way up to a roof, and then some sort of subcolor on top of that if I choose to use 3 floors. For this particular building, I think I'm going to try to stick to 1 floor. So what I'm going to do is use stone for the foundation and then kind of use wood as the accent tone as well as the roof color and potentially a wall. I also like the mossy aspect of this biome, so I'm going to implement that into our foundation slightly. Towards the bottom, we're going to stick to stone, more specifically cobblestone. That way it gives off more of a realistic, I guess, vibe. As we make our way up the foundation, I will slowly start implementing more things like normal stone and stone brick. Just gonna scatter this very randomly, no pattern to this whatsoever. And now we're gonna start adding the smooth stone. Okay, so taking a look at our build, I actually hate how this looks. You guys can kind of tell there's a very obvious line between the first 2 blocks and the bottom 2 blocks, so I'm going to slowly blend that out. Now, the simplest way to do that is honestly to take the block you want to see the most and start converting everything to represent that more than the other block. Because the problem right now is that it's just there's just a lot going on. Okay, that's 1 wall done. This side isn't too bad. I might change this corner to a stone block. And then moving on to the back, yeah, we have way too much cobblestone at way too high of elevations. Think about a wall in real life. You wouldn't see damage. Oh my goodness. The infrastructure towards the top of the build is likely less damage than what it would be towards the bottom, where there's more wear and tear and water damage. So by putting our nicer stone at the top of the build, it gives it more of that realistic look. Okay, I think I'm happy just about. This is looking okay. Awesome. Now, also, never overthink this part because this is literally the shell that everything is sitting on top of. We're never gonna see this. Also, I didn't really check. Is this symmetrical? It is. No, it is. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are going to keep this house at a single level. There might be some attic space, but other than that, it's not going to be too big. So I'm going to immediately start applying our roof here. So for the roof, there's kind of a simple design that I'm going to follow. We're going to use a spruce trim on the outside. And then on the shorter end of our build, we're going to elevate it by a block. And then we're just going to keep going up the rest of the way with stairs. Oh my goodness, there's zombies everywhere. So as you guys can see, by doing that, we've created this very, very, very simple roof. And I'm going to repeat this across the entire thing. I'll be back in just a second. Our roof is absolutely looking fantastic. Again, like I mentioned, this is a very, very, very simple design. So now I kind of just need to find a place to put a doorway. And I'm probably going to go with this block right here. Since we are using only 4 tall, I'll probably just have this be on the floor level, yeah. I typically go up a block with my doorway, and I'll have a layer of blocks before the actual entrance, but since I'm keeping this one small, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, now there's a couple directions we can take for this roof. Initially, I was thinking I would go all spruce, but I'm kind of leaning against that now. Looking around at the biome, you'll notice again, there's a lot of moss. It's raining, there's a lot of stone. We can use this to our advantage. This build is going to seem seamless when I'm done with it. Let's make a quick staircase to the roof here. So I'm actually going to quickly gather a bunch of this moss, and I will be back in 2 seconds because we're going to be using it on our roof. Okay, so let's head up. So first things first, on the very bottom layer of our roof, we're going to start with cobblestone as well as mossy cobblestone, but not a lot of moss. The goal here is to use a palette of blocks that kind of looks like a gradient as you make your way up the roof. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So keeping with our trim here, we're going to make another layer of cobblestone. We'll use a little bit more moss on this layer. Next layer is up. We're going to continue with our moss. We'll use 1 cobblestone here. We'll slowly start to use our moss blocks. And then on this final layer, we're going to go very moss heavy, like so. As you guys can see, this has slowly made this gradient, which blends in with the biome that surrounds it. This is an excellent, excellent way to make your builds blend in with the biome they're sitting inside of. Now on this side, I'm going to put moss down a little bit earlier, just like that. Perfect. Now we can take this a step further, if we wanted to, by placing a couple of moss carpet down. Excuse you, sir, can I help you? So really quickly here, I'm smelting some iron. We're gonna make some shears. There's an extra detail I want to add to our roof. And if we gather some of this grass here, we can actually take this to the top of our roof. And just by placing the grass on the moss, it adds so much extra depth. I might add a moss block here so we can put grass in the corner. Perfect. You guys can tell this adds so much detail just by doing nothing. I think it looks awesome. Okay, but we are not even close to being done yet. As you can see, there is a gaping hole in the side of our roof. Now, I did bring some fir logs with me because I was debating on using those as my secondary wood tone. Whoops. And I am gonna go with that. I really like the white. It looks fantastic. Oh my gosh, I need to get these torches out of my hand. And as you guys can see, that white looks really, really good with the spruce trim and the stone on the bottom.
Chef's kiss.
However, we are not leaving it like this. This looks a little bit off. So by taking our spruce trapdoors and our spruce slabs, we can actually make this very simple trim that separates the foundation from that secondary wood, which helps bring the build together so much. I use these in every single build I make. Definitely a game changer for sure. Okay, and at this point, this is technically a completed build. We have walls, a roof, and no windows, but I don't think I'm gonna be having any windows. Maybe 1 on the side. How about that? We'll do 1 on each side, sure. Gee, I guess I could have 1 out the back too. Or maybe I'll make another doorway. Oh wait, crap, there's a thing there. Okay, we'll have another doorway, sure, why not? And I'll work on my interior. I haven't been slacking. Guys, for once in a world, I'm actually making interiors, I promise. It's definitely been a change of pace for me. Okay, really quickly, I do want to show something. So by breaking the top block of our doorway and placing a stair, we can add so much depth just by doing that. And that is precisely what I'm going to do on both sides here. That looks fan-freaking-tastic. Now, on the inside of our home, I don't like these floors, so we are going to tear these up. The cobblestone looks a little tacky. Okay, boom, spruce has been laid down. That looks way better. And now we just have these windows left. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, gotta go get some glass, right? No, wrong. We are using spruce wood for our windows. On top of that, I'm actually gonna place my spruce trapdoors next to it to kind of add this window shutter. And that just adds so much detail on the side. Oh my goodness. Boom, blank wall. 2 seconds later, magic. In fact, on this side, I am going to change this slightly. Let's place 2 blocks here, place our trapdoors on them, open them, break the blocks, and now the shutters are open. I'm telling you guys, it's small details like this that really bring builds together. I think I might make one more window on this wall here and do that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, there's a terrorist. Get away from me. Alright, let's move on to our interior now. So as you guys can see, we don't have a lot of space to work with, and the upstairs is kind of the same, but it's okay. We're gonna make this work. I'm actually gonna make some lanterns really fast. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a particular thought process for my building of the interiors. I kind of just throw things down until it looks pretty, but I'm gonna try my best to have some sort of plan here. Okay, so there are 2 doors in here, which makes the design of this kind of annoying to do, but not really. It just means we won't be able to have anything bulky in here that requires a walkway. Like, it probably wouldn't make any sense to have a couch unless it's maybe in this corner or potentially under the stairs. Fortunately, though, we have high ceilings, so we can make something work here. Okay, let's just start with a very simple table, and we'll go from here. Okay, so on the stairs, I like to do this kind of guardrail system with the trap doors. I think it looks awesome. And then when we come up, instead of placing the trapdoors like this, where they're on this block, we can actually save some room by placing some filler blocks here. Oh my god, it's so dark now. What the poop, man? So we place our filler blocks here, and then we place our trapdoors on the filler block like this. Open them up, break our placement, and as you guys can see now, we have this line of trapdoors that is not impeding on any of the space up here. Oh, and on this block here, we will have to place it on this interior block, but that's okay. So, being completely truthful, I don't have a lot of blocks with me to make the proper interior that I would want to make, but that is fine, it is what it is. I will at least do my best with what I have, and hope it doesn't look bad. Okay, there we go. I kind of like this little appliance here. Maybe it might change this, though, to that. It's not bad. What if I just fully surround it in trapdoors? Okay. That's not too bad. I like that. When in doubt, put barrels down. When in further doubt, trapdoor? Okay, and on this upstairs, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just put a table down or something with a lantern. Maybe we'll have like a desk or something that's right here. Actually, I'll start it back one more like that, like this. We'll do that, and then pow. No, I don't like that. Could do that, I guess. Alright, well, it's not like useful or anything, and this upstairs is pretty much useless. But I guess we have an interior done. There are so many areas I can improve upon that, so take that very lightly. But there are actually a couple things I want to improve on the outside before I call this build finished. First of all, this is a mining camp, as I mentioned, so I think it's probably a good idea I build a mine, or at least what kind of looks like a mine. And I think right here would be the perfect place to start building that. So this is going to be a super duper duper basic one. Oh yeah. This is giving old Minecraft. Okay, hold on. I'm restarting this whole thing. Okay, fresh sheet of paper. Let's just actually start digging and kind of go from there. Okay, now let me actually try to make something that doesn't suck. So, I think what I might actually end up doing here is just simply make this a lot wider. We'll just go one more wider. Perfect. And then from here, we'll put down some staircasing. We'll put a trap door. And then on the sides, I think I'm gonna extend it by 1. Bear with me here. We'll go 1 in front as well. I have some fencing here I'll put across the top. Actually, we'll do all the way. And then we have our lanterns here. They can go in the front. Now out the back, I think what I'm gonna do is this kind of staircase design going down. So just like that. There we go. I like that a lot, actually. Do the same thing on the other side. Now I just gotta kind of find a way to wrap this up. Because if I just staircase it across, I think this is just gonna look kind of stupid. I mean, it's not bad. I guess this works. I mean, yeah. Here, there's one thing we can do. Let's take this layer here and this layer here. We'll take our spruce logs and we'll kind of do this. Oh man, okay, I actually like how this is turning out a little bit. I need to change this top here. This is kind of weird. I think I might just do that. That might help it. Can I go all the way? Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Alright, well, boom? Question mark? I guess there's a mineshaft entrance. So at this point in time, I'm gonna go look around for some surface iron and coal, and we're gonna use that as decoration. Okay, ore acquired. Let's honestly just... Here, I need more trapdoors really quick. We'll go like this, and then we'll fill it up. Put a cobblestone in there. Beautiful. We can put another stockpile right here. And I actually might add like... Oh my god! I might add a minecart system to this mineshaft here, to be honest. So if I am going to do that, we can have this come out a bit. So let's actually break up some of the stone here. And I want to just fill in some of this. We'll come through with some trapdoors, add a bit of bedazzle. And the track will just come along like this. Actually, might curve it up a bit. There we go, that's not bad. Okay, this is looking really, really nice. Coming along. This house does not have a lot of lights on it. I just realized that. We'll go around and place lanterns on the corners. Okay, that looks much better. I want to add like a log that's surrounded in rails. I just don't know where it would be appropriate to have that. Maybe over here by the trees. Hell yeah, wooden log bundle thing. Alright guys, so I'm quickly heading back to base, but while I'm doing that, I want to talk about something. And that's, don't be afraid to use references or outside resources to come up with an idea for a build. I am not saying open Google, type in what you want, copy paste it. No. Look around, check out a couple builds, get a couple ideas, close your damn internet browser, and start building. I am an avid Pinterest user when it comes to my builds because I am not super creative, I'll be honest. I like creating. I like adding my twist onto different things and enjoying it in my own way. And I'm sure I can come up with an idea here and there, but at the end of the day, I'm playing the game how I like to play it, and I guess that's all that matters. Oh, our beautiful little town. I've missed this place. Okay, so reason I'm back at base is I want to grab a couple of planty things. Nothing super intense, just a little bit of stuffs. By the way, I love how this cave is turning out. Just slowly watching everything turn into this coppery, beautiful color. Oh, I love it. This is definitely one of my favorite areas in my world right now. Oh my god. Sweet Jesus. This is so cool, dude. I love this so much. Distant Horizons to this day blows me away. I've heard recently there's another upcoming mod similar to Distant Horizons called Voxy. I don't know how good it is. I haven't really done any research on it. I just saw someone on YouTube. He made like 12 videos back to back to back just boasting about it. So I don't know if it's good or not. Let me know in the comments though. Okay, so now that we're actually back at the house here, let me just start tearing up a lot of this stone and replacing it with more planty looking terrain. I'll have a couple grass blocks, nothing crazy, but primarily coarse dirt is definitely what I'm using. That already has made a huge difference. Just that alone. We're gonna now take our bushes, our flowers, and just start adding some life to this place. And bada bing, a bada boom. This house is looking a little bit better. Now here's the thing, we can't just have one house surrounded by flowers and nothing else, you know? So I am gonna add a few patches around here full of more flowers. Oh my god, that looks so freaking good at nighttime. Damn. Alright guys, well without further ado, I think the build is completely done. Why is there a spider on my mineshaft? I actually love how this has turned out. It's so freaking cozy. I think I might have over detailed a little bit, but honestly, it's kind of perfect. In the future, we can add buildings that kind of surround this circle area, and it's gonna look fantastic, even more than I think it already does. Well, without further ado guys, I think I am going to wrap up the video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as smashing like, as it really helps me out and lets me know what to make next. But yeah, that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night guys.